If you had a TV as a kid, you probably had a couple characters make their way on the Google search. My mom didn't think that was funny though. So I came up with this original idea to talk about cartoon crushes. Just like in my last video, I'll be writing another list. I feel like there's a lot of overlooked characters. Some people choose the common characters not to be seen as different and to fit in. Well, I can assure you this is a safe place. But some of y'all definitely have questionable picks. But as always, I'm here to distinguish the facts from fiction. So, first on the list. Now, I'm pretty sure in our childhood, we all at least had one goth crush. And if you didn't, lame. Growing up, I didn't watch too much Scooby-Doo, but when I saw the Hex Girls on my screen, it just made me want to go back on Google and face the consequences. I mean, who doesn't like 3 big booty goth young ladies? I feel like there's not enough people talking about this group. I mean, shoot, I didn't even know who these people were before I recorded this. Next up, we got Roomy Gloom from Roomy Gloom. Before you say, hey, hold on, isn't she like 12? No, actually, she's 10. And this was a show I watched when I was a kid. I was no older than 8. And using math here, the first episode came out 2006 when she was 10. So using math here, she has to be at the very least 55. Moving on, we have Mandy from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Same point I made for Roomy Gloom, still stands. You know, she's nice and thick. Personality is second coming to Raven herself, even though she chooses to hang out with Billy. And yeah, you know, others might say Marceline, but I'm team Mandy all day. Also, I think we all know the way Marceline's swinging. I cried that night. And some honorable mentions for this little goth portion is Dracula's 2 daughters, Mavis Dracula and the much more superior Draculora, Mama Raven for obvious reasons, Heckaboo because we're taking a trip to the freak realm, Argent with the most diabolical screen time ever, we have Ursula, human form, and I don't want to hear no, she's not even goth, she's a certified goth baddie, I don't want to hear it. We also have Jada from Bratz. Now don't get it twisted, I did not grow up watching a lot of Bratz, I just so happen to have a sibling that did. And I'm just so happy to watch a few movies, and I know a baddie when I see one. Then Silver Mist, maybe this one's not goth. And last but definitely not least, we have the spider from Bug's Life, Rosie. Don't need to elaborate any further. Now we're gonna be moving on to the top picks. Now that I got goth appreciation out the way, let's move on to the top picks that had kid me feeling all types of new experiences. And hey, maybe my parents should have never let me use the TV, but these are valid. So we got Mia and Tia from Cars, a dynamic duo I feel is heavily slept on. She tends to be overshined by Sally, but this is just a better deal. You gotta buy one, get one free, 2 for 1. Every time I was a child, I have to replay the scene at home. I couldn't get enough of it. Their screen time was like 2 seconds. I was just trying to feel on them bumpers and rims shiny. And I was trying to get some of that ka-chow, ka-chow, ka-chow. They had me barking like a dog. How old are these cars again? Next we got Frankie from Foster's Imaginary Friends. This might be one of the best looking redhead characters I've ever seen in cartoons, next to Bae from Fish Hooks. Now to be honest, I didn't really watch this show growing up, or at all actually, but this is a pick I feel like that needs to be a little buffed up there, if you know what I'm trying to say. I don't see enough pictures, enough fan art of this character. Like seriously, I need more tags. I feel like the only thing holding this character back is the animation, but that's why we got fan made stuff. She looks way better. I mean, she deals with a crazy kid all day with these goofy looking characters. She definitely has to give me a chance, right? Also, and like I said, I didn't watch too much of this show, so I don't know if she's crazy too by seeing these characters, but we're gonna push past that. Now moving on to the high tier. We're out of the goth, we're out of the mid tier, and now we're in the high tier of recognition. Jackie from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Man, where do I start? I had a crush on this character ever since I first started watching the show. Ever since my friend put me on. Kinda. I just kept asking what this character's name was, and I had to give it a watch. I mean, the age I was too, I guess you could say I was well out my childhood. I was like in 8th grade or something. I was like 14. I think I failed a grade, but I was like 14, 13, and like this was like the last cartoon I really watched for real. And when I saw that blue streak in her hair, I started looking up fan pages, and I was really simping over that. And I watched the date episode, and I was like, oh my god, he's finally about to get with the King Marco. I was so happy. And then they broke up, and then I think I found out she was gay. So they kind of gave her the Marceline treatment. I didn't really talk much about it after that. I finished the show, obviously. It was okay, but that's all I really cared about. I wanted to kill myself. And before we move on to my best crush, let me get the honorable mentions out the way. First up, we have Coco from Foster's Home Imaginary Friends. That beak is to die for. We have Charlotte from the 1973 Charlotte's Web. They had no business making this spider look this good in the show, so you can't even blame me. And we have Clemantha from Fish Hooks. If you see the vision, she's a very imaginative and feisty girl. I really respect that. We have with Aunt Fanny from Robots. I mean, come on, like, don't see all that cake. And age just plays a factor for experience, and I know she has all the experience, I can tell. Let me see. Oh, this one's a good one. The frog lady from what's that, Thumpalina or something? Oh my god, you have to see the vision. Y'all be simping over the My Hero frog? This is top tier. This is an actual frog. And before I say, oh, look at him, he got a crush on frogs. No, don't twist it. I'm talking about this frog specifically, so don't even pull that card. Oh, I can't forget this one. Miss Endai from Chowder. If you thought Aunt Fanny was good, you're gonna love this one, because she definitely going thick for thick. Now with those out the way, we can finally reveal our top pick for number 1. It was a rough fought battle for me. A lot of hours thinking on this, and we're gonna have to go with the bat from everyone's hero.
Get on here rapping, I'm stacking, making it happen. Ooh, hold on, let me keep going. Look, stacking and flipping and getting it. I'm whipping it, flipping it, and getting the bricks and dividends. And I'm back in here, and I'm rapping here. Head shaped like a deer.